Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Midweek Deals. So I'll say some hellos because I always forget sometimes. Hello, Samantha, Shirley, Craftaholic, first on. Jan Flat. And I know what Jan looks like now, bless. I know the difference between Jan Flat and Jan Fly. I always thought they were one person. I'm terrible. I know I'm really bad at names. I really am. So thank you for tuning in and joining us tonight. I will go through the midweek deals in a minute. It is Christmas. It is lovely. It's a collection from Find It Media that I fell in love with about 4 or 5 years ago. And I've got to say, I think I've actually bought all of these dies that we're using tonight. So I think I didn't want to tell Jane this, and I hope she's not watching. But I think I've actually got all of these anywhere, somewhere in my collection. I need to sort this place out. It is a mess. It really, really is. So let's just check and make sure YouTube's working. Hello, YouTube. Yes, you are. We've got Anne and Wendy and our lovely Erica. Wendy Bradshaw, Avril Leach, loads of people. So thank you for joining. Remember, if you want to join in with the conversation, you need to join in with the conversation on Facebook, because I already work with 4 screens, so I can see my face 3 times in front of me, which is awful. That's what I'm actually looking at. But also I can't have another screen for YouTube, so I can only see comments on Facebook. So if you do want to join in the conversation, pop over onto Facebook, perhaps watch this on your TV, although why you'd want to, I don't know, and watch on and comment, and we'll have on Facebook on your phone on mute or something. It's what Sam and I used to do, to be honest, not to watch me, but to watch other people. We've never ever watched me. Oh, Emma Wood says she has me on the big TV. Oh, Emma, I know, I've done it once. I've cast it to the TV that's over there. And no, I would never do it again. It's awful. So what are we talking about? Well, first of all, I want to apologise to everybody who tuned in on Monday night and those that were struggling with the website. We are really, really genuinely sorry. We have never had that many unique visitors. It lists us and tells us how many people try and go into a page on the website at the same time, and it was hundreds. It literally was hundreds. So I'm really sorry the website crashed. I hope everybody got your orders through. The good news is that if you missed out on the snowflake frame, we actually had ordered more of those. So the twisting snowflake, because it's so clever. So that is a limited number of those are still available if you were looking for that one. And we have placed a reorder. We are waiting. You know, we don't reorder. That's how many people we didn't want to disappoint. We have reordered a limited amount of the complete collection. So we have got them. We have got them coming in. We don't know when. Literally, the order was placed at 6:30 last night. I got confirmation that it was possible at 6:30 this morning, but they can't give us a time or a date or anything at the minute. So what I would say is if you missed out and you want to grab that snowflake frame, get on and grab it. But if you're wanting the full collection, don't worry, it will be coming back into stock, which I never say. But it is the only one. This week's collection launching on Sunday, we won't be reordering. So it is going to be fastest finger first for them, because as you know, we're keeping it down to the smallest one. Oh, Samantha Hughes says, fabulous collection, John. She's had her first play with it today. Brilliant. So what are we doing tonight? Well, tonight we've got a beautiful collection, and we've split it into 2 bundles to make it more affordable for everybody. But I'm going to say something controversial now. The first bundle is only $12.50. They are all less than half price. They really are less than half price. Debbie Jones just said, phew, she wanted that collection. Make sure if you are interested in it, you go onto the website and you actually put in the notify me, because that works on our website. I know it doesn't on a lot of them, but if you put the notify me in your email, as soon as the stock is loaded on the website, you will be emailed and you'll be the first to know. Because that happened when we put a few more on yesterday morning. We checked it all through and everything, and we got some more of the frames. We put those on, and some of them went in 10 minutes. So make sure you use that notify me button, because obviously there won't be a third one. Now, these are gorgeous. I'm going to take off the two, but this is the first collection. These are the, look at that. And that's two separate pieces, which find it don't do often. And I love that. That is gorgeous. Then you've got the set with these three sort of poinsettias, but they're colour through. These are really, I'm copying these for next year. I am copying these. The idea of putting those lines on, it works so well. I'm going to cut those in satin card to show you. Then you get the trees, which again, you can ink through, and you get that beautiful, but he looks like a proper deer, like a proper moose almost, like. So you're matching so well with my stuff. So that is your first collection tonight. And that is just $12.50. Now, as I said, I'm going to say something quite controversial, which I don't normally say. You know, I say you don't need everything. But if you like this, the other bundle is £8. So if you get that one, it's going to get both together. It's going to make your cost £20.50. Now, that means that it'll be free P&P in the UK. So you're saving yourself basically £3.50. So you're going to pay £12.50, 13, 14. You're going to pay £16 for this collection posted, or you're going to pay £20.50 for both collections posted. So if you like it, get both, honestly. And it's not, I mean, it's not like me to do the maths, but I did. But look, with my snowflake, beautiful, how beautiful that is. Oh, look. Love it when mirror card is a true mirror. But look how beautiful those points are, and those leaves, all that detail on those. But that frame is gorgeous. Here's another one done in sort of like a green mirror card, but how, with white set, silver set behind. How beautiful is that? I think that is absolutely gorgeous. And again, that flower, and you can see you could use that all year round, just inked through. Then just a little bit of the trees. Again, these are inked through. So I've gone through with some of our Snowball sparkle fusion inks. And that's just a background that I made. You might remember me making that on Craft Cave. But that was made using just the green and the yellow and watercolour card of our watercolour pens. So gorgeous. And then this one, love this. Mixing mine. So again, my sort of pine cones embossing folder. My wreath from the collection a few weeks ago. But with those leaves and flowers cut in browns, that doesn't say Christmas to me massively. That could be a beautiful men's birthday card, anyone's birthday card, a winter card. And then just using all of that on the smaller wreath from the same set. But look how gorgeously they're cut in our canvas card and in mirror card. But they're curled perfectly to give you the perfect wreath. It's mirror card. The difference is, Sarah Jane Kennedy's just asked, wowzers, that mirror card or is it Miri card? Miri card is a brand name of a company. So it is, we call it our gloss card to avoid any problems at all. We call it gloss card, but Miri card was a brand that was done on Create and Craft many years ago. But it's a mirror card, or I call it a gloss card because I think that's safer. Nicola says, is it a stag or a moose? I really think, Nicola, that is a moose. That ain't a stag, that's a moose. But it'll work so well with the other bits. So that is your first bundle, and that one is just £12.50. Which is crazy. I think the original price of this was £25 for these three. Then you've got the next two. And let me pull another little bit of magnetic board. I had a big pile of them here to do this. And then I've gone and not done it right and lost them. Let's slide it off that one. Let's slide some bits off. Sorry, I'm out of camera. Not very sensible. Oh, and I've got names on this one. Then your next collection, I think, is... or the next ones, and these are in the same collection. They are all Marion Brite. So all of them are from the Marion Brite collection. So they all match together absolutely perfectly. There's even on the website, and unfortunately I cannot get this web connection to show you the website, which I normal want, is these two. These are gorgeous. This is the border and the bird corner. Absolutely detailed, stunning dies. But this one is just £8, So you're talking £20.50 for both of them, which is why I said it's really worth, if you can, and you can stretch that far, go for both of them, because they are beautiful. And there is also, I'm going to check it for you, there was in here, and we have still got, there is. So you can buy, if you want to, you can get the Marion Brite Christmas, the Christmas florals, those poinsettia and those leaves on their own at £3.50. You can get the moose and the trees on their own for £4.50. You can get the bird corner on its own for £4.50. But there is a lantern frame which is in the same collection, which is really gorgeous in this. It really is. And that one is just £5. I don't unfortunately have a graphic for that because I thought I could go onto the website. Is a male moose not a stag then, or just a male deer? No, moose and deer are different. They're like zebras and horses. They're kind of related, but not the same, I believe. But Nicola can tell me. She's Scottish, or she is these days, honorary Scottish, so she'll know. So this collection, these are gorgeous. I've got to show you this. Again, I've used some more of our satin gloss card, but there. Just cut in silver, and then on a white one, and then literally on that wreath and circle. Remember I said they'd work so well for Christmas. So they just work. Oh, Shaz has said it's a bull. Ooh. So a male deer is a bull deer, obviously. Love that. Just so detailed. And then here, where I've just coloured in with some inks. Again, cut into that pine cones embossing folder. Love that one. Really, really do. I think that's so beautiful. But then the circle, the border, look at that. How detailed is that? So that's using my 6-inch frame makers, and then just over the snowflake embossed, but it almost looks there like it's a snowflake. And these two middle pieces are one of them just cut into 2 pieces. So I think it works so well. I absolutely love that. And then this one, and I'm going to demo this in a different colour, but look at that. How detailed does that look as a Christmas card? All that detail in there, all those flowers. Again, the leaves will pull out, but turn it that way and you can see a different look. But that is a Christmas card that's so easy to make. It really is. So where are we? I was just looking at the craft thing. Oh, is that Crafter? You loving the guillotine? What was that? She's put I'm loving the guillotine, John. You were so right. It cuts straight and is so sharp. It is. Craftaholic's been like wondering whether to get it for so long, and then she bought it on the special offer at Doncaster. And it is, isn't it? I mean, I know I don't talk smack about things like that. It will hopefully, it is a brilliant product. So that's the 2 bundles tonight. So as I said, if I lay them all out for you, I can't really show you both graphics. Isn't that bad? But effectively, let's go on to the overhead. You're going to get that beautiful plaque. You're going to get the moose, which I think someone said. Oh, Craftaholic. Did you get all 3, Crafter? You bought the smaller one as well. Oh, bless. The moose. Then you're going to get the 3 sort of flowers, which, you know, it is a poinsettia-ish, but it's these dies that are so clever. I mean, they've got like the punch bits, but they're deboss rather than punching through, giving you all that detail. And then in the other bundle, so that's your first bundle, which is £12.50. I've just shown you through there. That's those. Yeah. These 2 are then the £8. So if you want both of them, you're talking £20.50 and free P&P. So you're saving yourself £3.50. You're not really saving because we're spending more. I know that. But it is really always worth mentioning when it's going to get so much more. I mean, you're talking, what, 17, 18? You're talking basically paying £3.50 for those 2 if you add that £8 bundle on with the P&P, unless there's other things you want to get. So Linda Brooks says she has all 3 of the guillotines. They're amazing. They are, Linda. They genuinely are. Oh, and Shaz said best guillotines on the market. I've tried most. Trust me, I've tried nearly all of them. So I thought we'd need to do some demoing, don't we? So I thought what I would do is show you something with this beautiful piece here. I've never seen anything from them that's so well balanced. Erica, just bought the leaf dies. I don't need any more dies, which I don't normally say. No, you don't. Go for what you need. Yeah. Helen Louise says I can finally cut straight mats and layers. So this is that beautiful plaque. I'm going on to a piece. I think this is our sea green. Or is it the emerald? It might be the emerald mirror card, or we call it gloss card. Karen says that's a lot of dies if you get both sets for the money. Oh, it is. You're talking, it's £20.50. So you're talking, this is like £45 worth of dies. You're going to get for £20.50 delivered. So if you're wanting something to just zhuzh up your Christmas, go for this. So I'm just going to cut this simple as. I'm not doing anything posh. I'm not going to emboss it. If you notice, the whole back of the die is, let's go back the other way as well, just in case. The whole back of the die is solid. Yeah. Oh, it's our Julie from Nuneaton. Yeah, I remember talking to you, saying I used to live in Nuneaton. There's nowhere to emboss when it's solid because there's nowhere to push through. But look how the bits come out so easily on this. And here we go. Just take that one out. It's quite funny. Our Erica at Doncaster and Emma Woods were meeting up at the show and found out they'd actually parked next to each other in the car park. So you can see there's literally hardly anything to clear out from here. Just the centres of those. Just the little berries. That's all I'm taking out. I tend to go a bit quiet when I'm doing this. And one thing you can do is see how simple that, but look. I mean, I've got to show you this. Look how beautiful that is. I mean, it is so... Oh, look, you can see this. Look, there you can see the computer I'm watching on. Can you see the telly? Can I get to the telly? Yeah, there's the telly. It's got Star Trek on it at the moment. Paused, obviously. Now, what you can do with these, which is really clever, is these leaves will prick up. So I'm going to put my pokey tool under and just fold the leaves up a little bit. I'm not going to do all of them. Just want to show you. It's 3D without 3D, and I think that's really clever. There we go. Let's just pull those little bits up a little bit. So then, what I've actually already done is I've taken a piece of white, coconut white card, obviously. 1, 2, 3, 4. So cut this to 5.5 inches. Yeah. Jackie says she's only watching, she needs to start using a stash. That's fine, Jackie. This is why we do so many demos, is to give you some ideas as well. That's what we want to do. So I've cut it already out of white, just so I've got a piece then for another project. I just think it's lovely. The little stars punched through in it. Sorry, keep wittering about this for ages. Then I've taken a piece of silver. So I've taken a piece of silver and I've cut it slightly smaller. So I've cut this at sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches by 5 inches. So I want to go through that. So Fiona says, question, how do you stop your gloss card from getting marked when putting it through your die cutting machine? It is quite difficult. It really is quite difficult. You can use a piece of copier paper over the top and cut through into that. Or you can put your metal shim on top so that the plates don't mark it. But it doesn't work amazingly. It really doesn't. Oh, Joe says she just bought the 2 sets. It's the best value, Joe. Thank you for doing that. So what I want to do is I want to glue this on. I want to show you a little trick here. Yeah. So, Karen said, I think you could fussy cut the centre out and put another colour. You don't have to. They've included the die for it. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to use a little bit of spray glue. And yes, for anyone else, my entire craft cave is coated in spray glue. I need some time off to give it a good tidy. And I'm just putting it through, there we go, that white piece. But then I'm going to take it off. So I've not glued the white piece on. And the reason is I don't want to run too much through the machine. So what I've got now is 2 pieces. Now, if you do what I've done here, and I don't know if you can see that, but I've put it a little bit wrong, so it's not fully fitting. So I've got a little silver scrap, and I'm just going to cut that bit off. Oh, good luck, Erica. Erica's off to Slimming World, bless her. So I'm just going to glue that bit on, and you won't notice on the finished card that much. Turn it over, and obviously I need to stick those together. So a little bit of sticky tape, and we'll seal that. Don't worry, it's behind, and you won't notice. But what I want to do is take the middle out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that die onto there. And you can see now why I didn't want to stick the white on first, because then I'm pushing down on 3 layers, and I don't want to do that. So let's just clean my board. Just going to pop that down in there, and it's a simple shape, so it's quite easy. Board on. I'm not worried about marking the card because, of course, I'm going to cover the most of it. So just run that through like that. And then look, I get the middle out, so now I've got that beautiful 2-tone. Love that look. Yeah, but I want it 3-tone, which is why I did this piece, the white piece. Yeah, so all I'm going to do now is I'll spray glue for speed again. I'm now just going to drop the white piece on. And what that gives me is a beautiful white outside. That beautiful green frame. Look at, oh, the shine. Hello. That's reflecting my LED light above my head, isn't it? And there you go, look. But I've got then the white. So people will look and go, how have you done that? It's one of those how have you done it moments. And that's what I think is really important. So obviously I want to put a little bit of interest on here. So I'm going to take the happy... Well, I'm going to show you something else I've done here. Let me see. Oh, honestly, I lose... Oh, there we go. Okay. So what I want to do is, I got the stamp. This is from my Handy Sentiments. Christmas Wishes. And what I did was I got my scissors and I cut it into 2 so that I could move it. Just remember, with clear stamps, you can do what you want. So I'm going to line up Christmas here on the line. Just check, yeah. And then I'm going to line up Wishes on the line there, like that. And I'm just going to pick that up, okay. And you could do this, but I'm not going to emboss it because I'm going to emboss. So I'm just going to turn it over, ink that, and then I'm going to grab myself, and I haven't got this cut, a square of, again, cut to 5 by 5 so that nothing shows on the front. So I'm going to put that down, okay. I'm going to put that on top, yeah. I'm going to take then, this is why the Handy Sentiments come in, and the precision press. Put that there and stamp that. Okay. And then I'm going to grab one of, now I've put, where have I put those? I'm my own worst enemy. I really, really am. So I'm going to grab one of my 3D embossing folders, the Christmas ones. This is Retro Snowflake, which is my favourite. What's that Nicola said? I've been spring cleaning and the washing machine has been running non-stop for the past 3 days. The washing line has been filled every day. So found a little craft today, has needed a rest. Terrible. Yeah, that's our Sammy's addiction. The washing machine is on at least once a day. There's only 2 of us. We do change clothes quite a bit. I usually go through 2 outfits a day at least. because I go for a snooze. So I've stamped first, then I've embossed. Always remember to do that. But it adds, can you see, even when we 3D emboss, it doesn't alter or move the sentiment. Oh, Nicola has an 11 kilogram, so she can wash king quilts. I think we've only got an 8 or a 9, so we can only wash my normal quilt. But you see there then, we've got that beautiful pattern through. So all I'm going to do, and that's a little bit narrow, so let's take our scissors and just trim it down. This is why I love the scissors. You know, well over a year, if not 18 months, and still haven't gunked up. I haven't had to clean them once. So I'm just going to put some foam tape on. Oh, I hung it up, didn't I, silly lily? There we go. So take some foam tape, just so we've got a little bit of depth around it. So, oh, hello, welcome, Carmen. It's, someone says they're new. Who's new? You're more than welcome, Carmen. You are more than welcome. Remember, I'm on 2 hours tonight. So if you don't get completely fed up with the sound of my voice, which I know I would, don't forget at 7 o'clock we switch over to being on the John Next Door official page with just demonstrations. So at the moment, I've only used one of the dies from this collection at the 12.50. So all I'm going to do then is place that where I want on there, and then take the card blank that I've already made. So I've made this. This is 6.5 by 6.5. So I've gone 5.5 for my main piece, and then 6.5, 6.5. Shirley, I've got to agree with you. The scissors are cracking. And I've actually used the bigger ones for paper and fabric. And they haven't blunted yet. I mean, I'm still cutting ribbon with them, but these are, again, at least 18 months old. So let's just put that on. Again, top fold. Put him on. Little matten layer there. But that, to me, again, if you're selling, that's one that will really grab people's attention. It really will. So, and what I can do is, and I thought I would do this on here, is I've got a scrap piece of the green and of the silver. And I thought I'd use those beautiful flowers because these will emboss. So I'm going to use the beautiful sort of poinsettia style flowers on the silver. And then I'm going to take the leaves on the green. And I'm just going to run those through and cut those. So let's just cut those. I'm going through my Kaleido for this bit. But you'll see straight away those flowers have got that beautiful embossed pattern on them already. And there's 3, so you know me and I like a 3. But these, look how these come out. Just in the mirror card. I mean, they almost look like strawberries there, don't they? And strawberry leaves. So I want another set of those, honestly. So I'm just going to cut myself another little set of those. So I haven't even used 2 full sheets of card for this card. So let's go through. Thank you, Crafter. That's lovely, Craftaholic. It was lovely to see you at the weekend. Sorry, I wasn't there when you left, was it? But it's all right. Penny described you completely. She said, the lady with the blonde hair and the husband with the tan. I went, Craftaholic. I know who it is. So just got those. And all I'm going to do is a little bit of glue glaze, which, as I said, if you're only going for the small one and you want to boost it up to get it over that £20 for the free P&P, then go for the glue glaze. But you can see why they're from the same collection. Because the glue glaze will add that onto you. Glue glaze is the same price as postage, so you might as well have that. So just to balance that other side off, I'm going to add this one. Emma, question, what flower of yours would be like a forget-me-not? I have no idea, Emma. I am the last person in the world to ask. As bad as that sounds, as bad as that sounds, I draw them, unless I'm specifically trying for a particular flower, Emma, I draw my flowers and then I send them off and a friend tells me what she thinks they are like. So genuinely, I couldn't tell you because the names sometimes don't match. You would need to ask someone like Carol Byers, who knows nearly all the flowers and know what's happening, or message our Carol Bignell, because she's just done a big project with all the flowers for the shows. So she'll probably know better than anybody. So you can see there, I've just balanced that side out using this foliage. I mean, you'd pay $12.50 for that. In fact, I think it probably was that much. Samantha said, morning. Maggie slept most of the day Monday after the cuddles Sunday. Yeah, bless her. She kept barking at me. She normally doesn't bark at me. I think I might have upset her. I shall have to be nice to her on the next Zoom. So Emma's saying, ladies in the group, help me. Yeah, I can't give you an answer, Emma, because I honestly don't know. But hopefully somebody can. But best one, if you don't get an answer, is private message our Carol Bignell. She'll know the best. But look there. How? And this is, you don't use mirror card a lot. Not for the fronts of your cards. And I think that really makes a difference. Offsetting it with the white. And of course, remember, you could emboss this white panel as well. So the embossing matches. Exactly. But that the flowers look so good and the leaves cut in mirror card. And using a colour that I rarely use. So. Oh gosh, Karen, I just looked at how horse made out of flowers. Oh, I want to know what the horse is made out of flowers now. What's that? Tell me. Don't leave me out. Right, so I thought I should do something with the other bundle. And I absolutely loved this card. So I've not put it down on the overhead again, have I? Because I'm terrible. So this is using our other bundle. And I'm just using the beautiful border. And I would never think a die like that would give you such a delicate border. I've obviously got something at the minute that's telling me to do mirror card, and I don't know why. Probably because we've literally just reordered mirror card. So I want to tell you how I worked this card out. So the first thing I did was to cut it, and again I want to show you how easily this one cuts, because mirror card is not the easiest to cut, but I think Find It use the same manufacturer for their dies as us, to be honest. They don't have the same coating, but going on the depth and the quality, I reckon they use the same one as us. So I've just run that through. Can you see there? Look, every bit is cut. So every bit's come out. Give it a flick, and I'll prick that out in a second. And then I went and thought, right, well, I need a second one. So, ooh. Oh, I was really hoping, I've not put it in the right place. I was hoping to get two out of that piece. So, I've got to grab a fresh piece. I'm trying to be so careful because I'm nearly out of the mirror card. We are reordering it, thankfully. I've not told you that, I'll get shot. But we are reordering the mirror card in some of the most popular colours. The satin and the gloss, should I say. So, beautiful. So, Julie Askew says, forget-me-nots are 5-petal tiny flowers, slightly pointed tip to petal tip. Right, yeah. Because I did say I was going to do a petunia and I haven't done that. I'm working at the minute on something I'm calling a strawberry flower, but I don't think it is. Because it doesn't look like it, but it's an idea I'd had from something I'd seen on a cake show. So, as I'm obviously trying to get, you know, for the rest of the year done. So I'll take that one out. And again, you can see just how easily these all come out. Nice and simple. Just getting all of the bits out. But it does look, when you cut a die this detailed, in a good sort of gloss card, they look like they're made out of metal. They look like they're metal embellishments. I'm thinking there's one in the chic collection for forget-me-not flowers. Oh, there might be, Nicola. The pretty chic flower might have been. I can't remember. I'm terrible. I really am. Although Junie sent me a picture earlier today of a card I made over 9 years ago and said, can you remember how this one was made? I said, yeah, it's a stamp. It's a Creative Expressions rubber stamp frame. And I could remember it. I just couldn't remember the name or anything, but I remembered the card. Question, if you put copy paper on top of the mirror card and then cut with the die, that's what I would try, Karen. If you're doing a bigger piece, get your mirror card, put it down, put a piece of copy paper on top and run it through and see if that stops the impression going through. Hopefully. The other thing I've always done is to use a really good, clean, new, I keep a separate metal shim that has never been cut into or gone through the machine much to put on top, because you've got metal against shiny, so it shouldn't do it. So when I was working out this card, what I did was I took the piece and I measured it on my mat. I went 1, 2, 3, 4. It's sort of like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's nearly 5. So I thought, if I tilt it a bit, oh look, yeah. If I get it tilted, it gives me basically 1, 2, 3, 4. So I was going to cut a piece at 4 inches and I thought, we'll give it a bit of space. So what I did was I cut a piece of card in blue exactly as a square, because you'd never think there was a square in that, at 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I'm just going to take the flowers, these. Oh, I've got bits I've not pricked out yet. So if you've got any questions, guys, ask them. But the bundle I'm using at the minute is £8. But if you get both of tonight's bundles, you'll get both of them for just £20.50, which is crazy. It says John just checking to make sure that everything is available, because they're all limited time. They're limited products, so we've only got a select number of them. And when they've gone, they've gone. There won't be more coming in of these. So all I'm going to do is just spray glue these. I really should put these in a box because they're so fine to do, but there we go. Oh well, we'll live. And then I simply take my square on my mat, and all I was doing was arranging them so that they just overhung a little bit against that blue. So can you see we're creating a little spray across there? Let's just get a little bit of, I've got spray glue all over my hands now, which is terrible. And then I'm going to do the same with the other one, but I'm matching the pattern. So I'm trying to go to get the same little bits overhanging. But I just loved that. I thought it looked so expensive. So, Karen is painting her lounge at the moment. Oh, very nice. So then what I did was I took a piece of card and I cut it to that same 4 1/8. Yeah. But I made it 4 1/4, and I made it 6 1/4 to keep that ratio that I like, that sort of UK ratio that we have of 6 by 4, 5 by 3, 5 by 7, 7 by 5, that sort of thing. So I'm just add a little bit of foam tape on to the back of this square, just like that. And I'm not wasting a lot, so let's just cut the bit that's left over. There we go. And just do that one. And I'm using my mat just to make sure I get it even. So make sure I've got it evenly in a set of the squares. And then I can just check and make sure. There we go. And we put that down. But I think suddenly that looks so expensive. Karen says, if you cut the bird frame out of white and ink through different colours, it could be all used all year round. It could really, really easily, Karen. I think that's a fab idea. But you see there, I just think that looks so expensive as a Christmas card, but it could very, very cheap to make, so a really, really good one to sell. So if you are doing craft fairs, that's a really good one to sell. And then I've just taken a 5x7 normal card blank, and I'm just going to glue this on top. There we go. And I'm just going to pop that on nice and evenly so that it overhangs. But of course, when I press down, those bits will stick and connect. So you see, it kind of goes over. So that leaf sticks out there. That one does there. It looks so even. Yeah, and then all I need to do is put a sentiment in the middle. So I've got one here I've already cut. So I can go for that sort of nice stripe. Just underneath it 1 inch. And I want to, or what I can do is to grab a circle or a couple of circles and work out where I've put those now. I did have, of course I've had everything out and was completely organised and now totally not organised. That seems to be the story of my life. So let's grab that big set out. But if you do want to make that and you want to work this, you can play more with it. So I'm going to take 2 of my nesting circles. This is from the PCD 206 plain circles. So I know these will be completely right. John's small flower strip is a bit like a forget-me-not, says our Deborah. Thank you, Deborah. And there is a new flower strip coming out soon as well, actually. So what I'm going to do is, again, use the silver mirror card. I'm not doing very well, am I, on saving card tonight? Have I put that back? Oh, I have. I'm not doing very well at all at saving card tonight. So let's just take that one down. In the silver, obviously I want to use the white. So we find a scrap of our coconut white. But what I want to do is to stamp first. And again, I'm stamping in grey. So I've got my Christmas wishes that I've cut up. Always worth doing this one. So just this time I want to put them on top of each other. So if you've, I know it's a brave thing to do, a lot of people would say, cutting up your stamps, but it's really worth it because you'll get more out of them and it doesn't hurt. These photopolymer stamps, the ones that we have made here in the UK. So let's just ink that. There we go. Take our white, precision press it on, and then it's easier to me to do that. Stamp your sentiment and then line up your die with it and cut it out than try and stamp it after you've cut the circle. It will always be that little bit neater doing it that way. So just going to put that down. Going to pop our silver circle on. And I'm just going to die cut those. So let's just run that through. There we go. No roses. Sorry, Jacqueline. Roses are very hard to do in dies. I've tried in the past and failed. So, you know, if at first you don't succeed, give up. Try something else. That's the bloke's way. So I'm just going to add a little bit of foam tape onto my circle. Onto that one. And I'm going to add a little bit into the middle and then bring our card back. And I'm just going to go for that in the centre. So can you see you can get a completely different look by changing the colour and changing what you do in the middle. Well, yeah, as Karen says, if you cut stamps up, you can always put them back together again. You can, Karen, because they'll fit perfectly back together. So if I want to put these back together, I put Christmas and wishes. There, they fit perfectly. And that's then back as a strip. And they will stamp. And you won't notice, I'll show you, you won't notice that they've been cut when you stamp them. So here we go, take that. See, no idea that they've ever been cut. I love this font. I love the Christmas wishes. And we've got Christmas wishes. You've got Happy New Year, which I haven't used yet. I will be using that later on. So that's those two made using that same technique of just using that border. So that's from this set here, which is £8 for both of them. So that is the one I've just made using the border. That's the one I made earlier. See, every time I've arranged them slightly differently. But again, I think they'd sell really, really well. I will use the bird. I'm not going to give you the bird. I'm going to use the bird. Just realised then, I said, no, I'm going to give... No, I didn't get that right. Nicholas says, I have every flower and foliage collection. It's huge, and I think I do. Do I need any more? Then John creates a wonderful new one. Oh, thank you. On Sunday night, the Christmas launch, which again is very small. It's not massive. So it's the next 3 dies in the set. It's a beautiful robin. But in that set is the glass, the crystal flower. So the crystals... Can I remember what I called it? What did I call it? Let's have a look, because I've got them here, the new ones. Crystal flower is the slimline die that makes you the smaller ones. Because you may have noticed... No, I'll give you a quick sneak peek. Look. You may have noticed you missed... they didn't go too small. They're all on a plate because some people like to have the slimline dies. So if you want to extend that set on or you missed those, tune in on Sunday night. So what I'm going to do is I want to cut the bird and show you again how detailed he is and how he can be really, really offset. Samantha Hughes, I love a Christmas border die. I did think of you, Samantha, when I was playing with these yesterday. I thought, because I remember you saying you loved that holly border die. So don't waste a big piece of card. Go into your scrap drawer and take a scrap of card. This is left over from me cutting a 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. So again, just tape it down and I'm going to run that through. And this is a really simple, quick one. And again, cuts so simply. So I'm going to run that through in white. I don't think I've ever managed 3 demos in this show. I can't sort of show you the website to break things up a little bit, can I? Because it's not working properly. So I'm just going to pop him out. But you see, again, every little bit cuts on him. Oh, I don't know if you can hear the kids are out playing next door. I've opened the door a little bit. It's got a little warm again. So let's just pop this one out. Here we go. So just taking those bits away. I need a new base plate for my Kaleido, unfortunately. I use it so much that I've cracked the plate again. I'm terrible for it. But I do use it all day, every day. So that does affect the cutting sometimes. Let's get this one out. And the one I took to Doncaster was an old sample one that I shouldn't be out of the house, and it wasn't. I had to shim it and all sorts. It was a bit of a nightmare. You see, again, it is absolutely beautiful. But what he will do is almost make you a full circle. So if I grab another scrap, this time a little bit bigger, I'm going to cut him again, but I'm going to cut him so that I don't waste any card. Always the best thing to try and do that. So there we go, and let's just take our plate, and again I'll bring my machine in and give him a run through. In fact, I'll give him 2 runs through just to be on the safe side. Go. But this is the benefit of dies, is the speed that they work. I know someone asked me at Doncaster, well, couldn't you do all of this with a scan and cut or with a Cricut? And a lot of it you couldn't do, but you couldn't get the embossing in there and stuff. So let's just do that one. What's the matter? Poor Janet. Sorry, Janet, yeah. Oh, bless, the door's not closing properly. Bless you. That's beautiful. Love the robin on the Christmas cards. Really bizarrely, that's what you get. That's what I'm launching on Sunday night, is a robin. And the launch will be on the art of craft this time. So we're doing what we did on Monday. So we're not doing it on the craft store. We're trying again. We're going again on the art of craft. So just to try different things. So Sunday night, normally 6 o'clock is the craft. So it's going to be the art of craft this week. Let's just go on. So the great things about die cuts with things like this is, a kind lady spoke to me on Sunday at your stand, John. I was the bald one. Oh, bless, third time hair loss, chemo. Please say hello if you're on here. I'm still recovering from the show. So far, opened all my goodies, but not got any further. Oh, bless, Julie. It was so lovely to see you and talk to you. But yeah, everybody's so nice. They really were. It is getting warmer. It's getting warmer. It's getting humid here. So what you can do is stack them on top of each other, exactly, which gives you a really nice, thick cut. And I'm doing that out of camera shot. Because what I was saying is with these, you can rotate them to give you a perfect circle. So what I'm going to do is grab a piece. Let's go into the scrap box. Grab a piece of a brownie shade, because I think that would really work with this one. And then I'm going to grab my circles again. So, because this is not what I planned to do at all. Obviously, I planned to do something completely different. Oh, no, next one up. I was going to say, first one I pull out is right, but it's not. Let's go for the second one. Spot on. So I'm just going to take a circle of the brown. Oh, what's it going to say? I know it's going to... Karen said, I know it's going to be more bad hair days. Oh, bless. Yeah, I mean, that's why I've gone mine shorter than normal. Look, I've been letting it grow long, but look, I've gone shorter because of the heat. I can't take it. And look, I'm getting old. I'm losing it everywhere. I'm going to have to end up faking it. And I'm going to end up with a comb over. I think we all know that one. So, just going to cut my circle. Let's put my machine straight. No, it slipped. No, I'm going to need a fresh bit. I made a bit of a mess of that one. So, let's just do that one. What's that, Nicola? It reminds me of... you always have one friend, the upside down one. Not sure. What that, yeah, lost it on that one completely. I mean, I've made my fair share of upside down cards. It's the first thing I ever did on TV was made one upside down. So again, I'm going to take those, and this doesn't really have, I know it's going to be distinctly, but I don't think it has a feel that could work for other occasions as well to me. It doesn't have to be just sort of Christmas related. I mean, I know I could make Christmas cards all year round and I would be happy. So I'm just going to place one on, and what I'm doing is I'm following, let's bring that down so you can see a little bit better. There's like almost a circle of those two, so I've used those as to go on the edge of the circle, and that's how I've sized it. But just like that, that is beautiful. I really think that is gorgeous, just like that. It was a comic card that one friend is not the norm, LOL, as one is facing the right way and the other is not. Yeah. Oh, I had some comedy cards when I worked in Spain at the card and gift shop. Oh, bless. Jo says it's been 12 months since she finished her chemo. Stay strong and take each day as it comes. That's the best way. That is the best thing, best way to remember. And Karen says, men lose their hair, but it grows in other places, John. Oh, no, it doesn't. Trust me, Karen, it really doesn't. Yeah, I'm literally, there's hardly anything, and I'm like that everywhere. It's the same. So it comes of being blonde, and then I moved to Spain, and it darkened my hair, and it stayed dark. But I actually really like that overlap, that upside down, as you said. It's like having the upside down friend. But how sort of delicate is that? And if you mix it with that beautiful border, it really works. because they're tied together. That's why these two. Oh, that's a great idea, Samantha. That would make a beautiful Christmas tag. Or if you're American, a holiday tag. Because they have lots of different occasions at the same time of year, don't they, I think, over there. I think that's why they could say Happy Holidays and not Merry Christmas. I'm a Merry Christmas season's greeting kind of person myself. So I'm just, as you can see, my elbows going. I was nose and ears. Oh, nose and ears, Karen. You're completely right. When I go to the barber's, I have to get him to wax my nose. It's terrible. So yeah, you're right, Karen. As I've got older, I didn't have. Yeah, literally, I'm constantly with a pair of scissors. We all have these things that happen to us as we get older. So again, just taking the spare bits out, and we are starting to go. So remember, in 5 minutes, I will be back on John Next Door Original. So if there's any of the bundles you want to get today, then click on the link. And you can get hold of those. Remember, they are limited time. So when they're gone, they've gone. We did have a few more of these than we would normally have. But once they've gone, that is it. And hopefully you can join me again in 4 minutes' time. Although I might be a little bit late as I need to go to the little boys area. On John Next Door Official for Craft Cave Live. But look. Oh, I'm loving that. I'm loving that colour combination. I wish I'd come up with that earlier. But thank you for joining me tonight. I hope there was something in there you liked, even if it was just a demo. Remember, you don't have to buy just to watch. You can watch and see the demos. And if you want to see more demonstrations of my new Christmas collection, then switch over to the John Next Door Official, and we'll be going live on there and again on YouTube at 7 o'clock. But for now, take care, guys. Bye.